Do 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 do. I'm live, and I got a new screen. Problem. I have not changed the audio, and I just tried doing it, and there was a lot of echo. So I'm gonna have to test how the compressor and stuff works. Morning, but I got a big camera. I did a new scene. I got a big camera. So you can see a little bit more of me. I got word that people don't believe that my face has wrinkles. So I figured I'd show you my wrinkles. But I'm in my pajamas. And it's a big camera today. Okay. Where are my notes? There are my notes. We're going to do some scans. By the way, hey, Nevin. I may be changing the format of the podcast a little bit. Had some discussions with probably my biggest fan. Morning, Zephin. Boy, it's been a while, Zephin. Hopefully you're still in Boyle. And Tesla. Zephin, I hope you didn't pull a me and sell out a Tesla. But I think I had a talk with probably my biggest fan. And she said that I was spitballing and throwing out some hey Scott. Ooh, Stephen was out of town. Format. I think I'm gonna do a 30-minute podcast rather than like a 40 to 50-minute podcast. And then I'm gonna pick a stock. It'll get back there, Stephen, don't worry. And then I'm gonna pick a stock. And I'm going to do a little bit of research, and I'm going to pick a stock. And then I'm going to trade it. It doesn't mean I'm going to buy and sell, but I'll buy a stock a day. Havasu, awesome. Man, to be a teenager again or early 20s and go to Havasu. Hoofa. But we'll talk about why I entered, where I entered, what I saw, blah, blah, blah. If I don't enter during the morning, I may put in a limit order to try and see if it'll get down to that price during the day. Most of these will probably not be day trades or scalping. I know I've scalped live before, but most of them probably will be swing trades in companies that are good companies that I wouldn't mind holding, even if it goes down. Like Cleveland Cliffs. 1636 is what it's trading at right now. I don't mind holding it. Wow, there's not a lot of scans here. No energy. Levered ETFs. HIBs. SARK, SMDD, low cost Vanguard. So I think that might interest some folks. People, I get a ton of questions. What do you buy? What do you hold with your portfolio? And I'm slightly, Mara has a cross up and ETHE. Concerned about leading people. And your boy's on a big camera today. I should move it up a little bit. But, oh well. Let me see. Let me move the big camera up slightly. Yeah. Rivian definitely is. I didn't hear about Roku. But I know Rivian is. Rivian's overvalued. I mean, listen, Rivian's a great company, great trucks. I don't argue that. At some point in time, Rivian will change to the Tesla charging standard. Yeah, I don't like that one. But I don't know. Yeah. Well, Palo Alto is replacing it. That was part of the reason. I know. Hey, stick with me. I'll make you rich by the age you're 30. At least you'll feel rich. NASDAQ 100. GE Healthcare crossed up. I like this one. Ooh, I like that one. GEHC. A bit extended on the value. I think I went over this. But you've got the 200-day. That's 200-day. That's not an ascending wedge. You've got upward trajectory. It's down a little bit today. It's down 0.51. But I like it getting back up to this 80 gap and then filling 86. Eric, my coworker, Nikki, called me G Money. And she was shocked that I responded. I said, why wouldn't I respond? What is that, an insult? I think it's a compliment, to be honest. And U.S. Bank Corp. Ooh. That's an interesting one. That's the S&P 100. I got so. Yeah. And I've got a lot of. I like those scans. Okay, scans are done. Look at this. I mean, that's a secondary cross up from 31 with confirmation. It's juicy, Zephin. That 50-day is turning. You've got confirmation over the 9-day. Your RSI is at 63, so it's a little bit extended. U.S. banks, I kind of agree. I mean, it's a gamble. Nanny's not here yet. But a 5.74%, I mean, you only got 8. They did get a downgrade. It's funny. USB got a downgrade from UBS. Here, Motley Fool. Let's see. Let's look. Let's just look. Since I got the Motley Fool, my weekly stock. You guys should absolutely. I mean, there's two places. Here, let's renew this. Do I want to show this? No, I'll just show this. If you haven't signed up for the newsletter, by the way, I posted some notes about my meeting with Kathy Woods of ARC. First off, great. And this is the link tree. By the way, if anybody doesn't know, what Linktree does is give you a bunch of links that are related. So I have all my socials up here. TrendSpider, you get 25% off using that code. Visible, get $20 off your first month of service. YouTube, that's where you can follow me. Spotify, that's where here's the newsletter link right here. Just use that link. You can gift me, Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App. You can support the podcast monthly, or you can subscribe to the newsletter. There's a paid version. I had a bunch of people jump on as paid members, and thank you for that. You can buy Apple on Webull. Open up a Webull account. I'm doing a $1,000 trade, accounting trade. Let's see. Webull update. I will update you on my Webull because it has mostly been buy and hold. Let's look at Webull. Where are we on Webull? 1140. Oh, you know what I want to look at? I want to look at CAT, some of the industrials, Deere. Let me go to... Oh, we didn't read. We need to read this Motley Fool. Okay. Keep moving. Growth stocks are back in fashion. We don't want that one. U.S. Bank Corp. It's all about the capital. A conference call hosted by Bancorp's management team reiterated. By the way, my Webull account is up to $1,140, so I'm up 11.4%. Not great. I hold Cat, Boeing, Apple, Procter & Gamble, Kraft Heinz, and Gap. Gap. Still expects the net interest margin, the difference between the rate and the bank's charged earnings, such as loans and to end the year between 3% and 3.5%. In this environment, I would consider this pretty good because it means the margin is likely to fall only a little bit from the 3.1% the bank opened the Q1. In terms of concerns, capital ultimately boosting its capital ratios, the bank has seen one of its key capital ratios, common equity tier, which looks at Bancorp, fall from 9.7 to 8.5. That's not good, although U.S. ratio is well above the regulatory requirement. It's toward the bottom of its peer group. Currently large banks. Is the stock buy? Ultimately, we'll want to see how the bank capital requirements are going to shape up. And then see U.S. bank get closer to 9%. I would agree with that. While the bank has laid out a clear path, the risk is if profitability doesn't come as expected, unrealized bond losses worsen. The Fed did just indicate that they expect 2 more rate hikes this year, which would do, but management has been working to reduce the unrealized bond losses. And I believe the bank has a strong deposit base that can help it weather the difficult environment, given the long-term success of the bank management. I do think the stock can rebound long-term, but I like most investors will ultimately feel better as the bank appreciates capital. So I like here, buy. I mean, that's not huge. 341,000, 1 million from a director, 600,000, 500,000 from a vice chair. They're all at 34 to 30, and you're trading at 33. So I don't think it's horrible. I mean, do I think Bank of America is a better bet? Absolutely. 100%. That Bank of America is going to touch that 200-day. If we look at a long-term, have you had a better opportunity to buy this stock? No. I mean, look at how far under that 200-day. Now, is it coming back to fill this gap at 25? I don't think so. But I think it's a $40 stock, Bank of America. I mean, look at how beaten up that one is. The other one that your boy owns, Hyundai announcing that they're going to be compatible with Tesla chargers. By the way, that just so you're aware, Tesla, it's rumored that this could be a multi-billion-dollar per year revenue stream for Tesla with the chargers. And I'll go into it because, what's her name? Gabriel. And then Lori. Where's my EVgo person? Shannon. Shannon from Facebook asked me about EVgo. Let's see what EVgo's. I think, it's EVgo. She asked me about this one. Let's look at their fundamentals so I have an idea before I go into the podcast. Losing $26 million, which isn't horrible. I mean, it's a 1.31 billion dollar. They don't publish how much cash they have on hand, which is little concerning. 29% short. Let's see. Let's put in notes. 29% short. interest. Not heavily covered. Initiated by. Okay. I'm putting in my notes about EVgo. Bum, bum, bum. Let's refresh this. Does it pull up everything? No, just ARKK. Let's select symbols. ARKG. ARKW. ARKF. Bum, bum. And those are the 4 ARK funds that, ironically, look at the 1-year return of ARKF. I mean, outpacing all the rest. Not on the year to date, but look at these funds. Nanny's here. Look at those. Okay, hold on one second. We're going to delete that. I want to... Okay. Hold on one second. Information enclosed. Ooh, Nielsen sent me my money. Okay. I need to start promoting Signal Stack. And by the way, even though you can't see, I'll move this so you can see it. There's my little head. And there's my big head. And just so you're aware, Nikola, which shot all the way up here to almost $2 last week. I mean, we'll take a look at this chart on the big one, is up a little bit today. I have no idea. It's 20% short interest. Let's go over here and we'll go to Nikola. Nikola, if you don't remember, this is the vehicle company that touted, I think, nitrogen or hydrogen trucks that they wanted, and they decided all of a sudden during the EV hype space to say, hey, we've got an EV, and they designed an EV with some graphic artists, not actual engineers, some graphic artists. And then when they got to a point where they had to prove that they actually had an EV, they built one. They built a truck, an EV truck, and they pushed it downhill. Yeah, it wasn't powered by an electric motor. It was pushed downhill. So that's this company. Now, it's got a truck that's in place in Europe. I don't know what this is all about, but you got up to here $1.83. Larry, make no mistake. Do not invest in this. And I will go into during the podcast too. There is a great, let me go to my Twitter. Oh, you know what? There was a great SPYI, I think. Yes. And we're going to do... There's a great video I watched on SPYI. This is a, I'll blow your mind on this one. This is a covered call, one of those covered call options. 11.73% dividend yield. It's new, brand new. I think it was August of last year. It just came out. SPYI. Maybe I'll, you know what? In the newsletter, I'll post a link to the video. Let me see. Let me go to YouTube and SPYI. I'm going to find a bunch on this one. This is the one. Okay. Let's see. Share. Copy. I'm going to put this in the newsletter. Because good video. It's a good video. I think it's slightly slightly overhyped.
What is the best ETF
in the video?
One that has the highest dividend yield.
Okay. It's slightly hyped. Now, I will subscribe to her because I want to see what else she has. She has great analysis. And you guys know I hate bashing anybody on this. Let's see. We're going to do QYLD and we're going to do JEPI. And I think those are the ones. Let's see. I think she mentions others in her notes. XYLD, QYLD. What's XYLD? I don't know what XYLD is. Let's add it in. Add symbol. Oh, okay. XYLD is the so XYLD is the S&P, QYLD is the NASDAQ, JEPI is, let me see, JP Morgan Premium. So it's just the JP Morgan. JEPI is JP Morgan. XYLD is the S&P. QYLD is the Qs. And SPY is the same as XYLD, but there's slight differences. And it's getting obviously from a perspective of hype. It's getting hype. Let's see, core portfolio pretty much red. I mean, you know, Amazon's up slightly, MPLX is up slightly, Nvidia's up slightly, Pepsi's up slightly, Shopify up slightly, Tesla's up slightly. So, but mostly in the red. So, let me organize my notes and then morning, Sherry. I will get started with the my weekly stock pick is Apple. UBS says three things to, okay. Energy transfer. Oh, you know what? Energy transfer. Do I have my big head up or small head? Oh. Huh. Since you guys are, some people have just joined. Yeah, here you go. Big head Gary. And then we got small head Gary. Energy transfer. I mean, this is what I wanted to point out on energy transfer. The dude, the executive chairman, I mean, there's no small boy stuff. This is big boy stuff. And look, he's buying at 12. Where's it trading? Let's go and look at the chart. Yeah, it's at 12. I mean, he single-handedly has kept this stock at 12. And you know, in my mind, I think 1250 is your kind of buying point. Anything close to but it's right at the 200-day. in my and here, you have a 10% dividend. This one might replace PXD, just so you know, Joe, because I think you're big on PXD as well. This one might be a good one. And the reason being, I mean, look at this dude. This dude is just buying. That's $29 million at 1204. That's $6 million at 1185. That's $2 million at 1238. I mean, right at this price range, he's putting $100 million of his own money. Now, he's probably worth a shit ton of money. I mean, let's be honest. But I thought that was an interesting one. I want to focus on QQQ because I may be buying TQQQ today, to be honest with you. We're getting a little bit. This is the 4 hour. You're going to open up down about 0.33. But look at the weekly. I mean, I just think what scares me is this 372. I mean, you've got here, if we go, that could be the makings of a double top. That could be the making of a double top. Could be. I'm going to remove. Yeah. Okay, let's see. I got the 4 comments. Going to limit myself. My weekly stock pick, Apple. How does QQ perform? UBS says 3 things to sustain the rally. Pins, Boyle, Cat, Deer. SPI, ET. A FinViz screener. By the way, I will link in the newsletter. In the newsletter, for everybody listening, I will link this this FinViz screener. It's a screener that looks for stocks in an upward trend that is down today. So it's an upward trend, but the stocks are down today. And you can see there's quite a few here. CrowdStrike is one. Celanese, Splunk, which I've traded before. Play, Dave & Buster's, which I've played before. Autodesk. Yeah. So you can see there's even this ENTG, which is a semiconductor equipment and materials. Look at that PE, 4,096. I mean, you want to talk about crazy PE value. Look at that run. Upward trend, down today. It's going to look at Friday. But upward trend, down today. You can probably use this 15 minutes afterwards, but I'll link to that one. Let's see if there's anything. Natural gas is up again today. Ryan Cohen with the big GameStop buy. I think I covered that one. The Waltons selling Walmart at big prices again. Sterling, Czech Corporation, big sale. Adrian Jones, 105 million. Mark Benioff sells $104 million worth of stock. Dude's a billionaire. I mean, come on, many times over, but wow. Baba has a new CEO. Let me put that in too. Baba, new CEO, under 90. So, ET, huge buy. EVGO. Okay. I got enough. I got a lot to go over, man. There's just a lot. So let's start with this. I'm going to look at we're going to start with the big head. Okay. Let us start recording. I think I'm going to start. Okay. Hit the thumbs up button, by the way, if you're here. on YouTube, hit the thumbs up button. And make sure you're subscribed if you're new. I'm here every morning. The market is open. I do my podcast, and then I trade. So, okay. Let us move this up. There we go. Good morning. It is Tuesday, June 20th, and hope you had a good Juneteenth. Markets were closed yesterday for Juneteenth. I think this is the first year. Maybe it's the second year Juneteenth is a federal holiday. I did not have my lawn yard pickup yesterday, but I what's strange is my dad had a doctor's appointment. Doctor's offices in New Jersey were open, so everything seemed fine. But there were a lot of celebrations here in Atlanta too. So happy Juneteenth. 4 great comments. DVSX Rippin, Wayne 1207, Will and others, Furtis from London, a listener from London. High five, mate. Yeah, I should call you mate. But comments on Spotify, I really appreciate the comments. I think it helps the algorithm. I have no freaking idea. But I did post a couple of things. I was shocked at how many of you are not subscribed to the newsletter. So the newsletter, I posted my weekend notes from my meeting with ARK Investments, Kathy Woods. I think it had some good things in there, including her 4 reasons why Tesla is a $4,000 stock. The 4 main, catalysts that they see as happening. We'll talk about Tesla in a little bit with a listener asking about EVgo. But yeah, if you're not subscribed to the newsletter, dailystockpick.substack.com. That's one newsletter I think you should get. It's free. If you want to pay for it, I am going to start some paid content because I feel guilty that there are people who paid, and so I want to give them some type of special thing. I think what they're doing is just supporting the podcast with the newsletter. $7 a month, $70 a year, whatever you want to do. I certainly appreciate it, but I do think that I will give you some content. It's nothing that I probably don't bring up for free. So if you don't want to pay for it, don't feel like you need to. If I gave you some stock tips, I do think that the newsletter is easier than listening to the podcast because it shows up free in your inbox. You can listen to me all you want, but looking at the charts and things that I provide, I think there's some benefit in that because, again, what I'm providing you is not just a texting service like Jim Cramer or, what's her name, Kelly OG. I'm not doing that type of thing. What I'm providing you is help to try and create a system, to try and create your own investment strategy that you can use ongoing. So you don't need to listen to me. Part of that is TrendSpider. Part of that is the newsletter. Part of that is understanding charting. So what I'll do in the paid version is probably give you some additional links to where you can learn and things of that sort, additional teachings. So if you want to subscribe, that's probably coming up. The other change that I'm going to do is that on YouTube, this podcast, I'll try and keep it to 30 minutes. I do have a lot, and I can talk forever, but I'm going to try and keep it to 30 minutes, and I'm going to trade for 30 minutes on YouTube. It will probably be swing trades. You guys know my theory. Good companies with good products, with good profits, with good management, you can hold those. So I will probably swing trade, but I will either enter or exit at least once a day. Subscribe on YouTube to start to see that too. The replays are all there. If you want to watch the replays, I trim them down to just the podcast on the videos portion. So if you want to watch the elongated and the trading version, you're going to have to go to the YouTube live. So watch the extended version and just forward past the podcast. You'll be able to find it. The other newsletter that I suggest, My Weekly Stock Pick, myweeklystock.substack.com. He gives you 2 newsletters per week. One is on Saturday. That recaps the week. It gives you his take on the market, where he thinks we're going, where we've been, and historical things, what's coming up in the next week. Then on Monday, or Tuesday, as it may be today, he emails you based on his algorithm one stock that he believes will perform well during the week. You buy the first day of the week, you sell the last day of the week. This is his performance in 2019, 48%. Look at 2020, 86%. I mean, honestly, you could have just invested in the Dow in 2020 and made that, if you sold out of your portfolio, blah, blah, blah. But 2021, which was super impressive, he made 44%. That's incredible because I think all the other indices were kind of up like 10, maybe 5%, somewhere in that neighborhood. The extra impressive one was 2022. He's up 13% in 2022. Remember, SPY was down 13%, so he had a 26% outperformance. Well, 100%, 200%. He didn't lose you money. Now, 2023 is down 1%. The reason is he focuses on the Dow, and the Dow is down this year or even. It's the NASDAQ that's really carrying everything. And speaking of the NASDAQ, and again, his weekly stock pick this week is Apple. Your boy is long Apple. It's at all-time highs. I don't think long-term it matters that it's at 184. I do think you can get it in the 170s at some point in time. We'll take a look at that one in a little bit. What I want to show you right now is QQQ. Historically, QQQ, after 8 green weeks in a row, you've had 8 green weeks in a row. Over the last decade, it's only happened 8 times. The following week was red 50% of the time, with an average return of minus 0.63. That may mean SQQQ might be the play of the week. If 50%, remember, if it's 50% of the time down, it's 50% of the time up. So this is like kind of playing black or red without the green square on roulette. It's very simple. You can buy TQQQ, you can buy SQQQ. Look, SQQQ has no confirmation. You're out as far as the algorithm goes. TQQ, on the other hand, you're still in. You're getting the button hook at the top. So if you want to try and time the market, TQQ is kind of oversold. The RSI is at 72. It's coming off 80. The MACD is way up here at about 1.773. That's way high. The last time it was this high was way back here in February. And what did it do? It continued to drop down. So, if you look at QQQ from this point last year, let's pull this back on the algorithm and go, will allow us to go to June of last year. Yeah. So here is April. Here is May. Here is the jump up in June. And essentially June dropped off at about June 9th. And we just lost the market there. And it went down to almost the October lows. It didn't quite make the October lows. Here's October down here. But it almost made it down. And then in July, we took off. In my mind, I think that's the scenario we're in. I think we come back down, maybe to this volume shelf here at about 350. I don't think you see a major pullback, but I think it sets us up for July, where maybe the Fed pauses again. If the Fed pauses again in July, there's not much more information that comes out. I think you see the next leg higher. And if we go to a weekly, again, 8 weeks in a row, the NASDAQ has been up. If we go just slightly back to about 350 in this territory right here, I think that's when you get to 400. So in my mind, again, this is just a guess. Anybody that tells you they know where it's going is probably just making a guess. I mean, it's educated guesses. There's reasons why I think that. I won't go into them here because it's too long. I'm trying to keep it a half hour. But I do think that you pull back to 350. I will be making a determination. Do I want TQQQ? Do I want to trade Boyle? I'll do it after this thing, and I'll kind of run through it. And then I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, and I'll buy some stuff. UBS says there's 3 things that will sustain this rally. First, investors need to believe that the Federal Reserve won't raise interest rates beyond the 2 additional increases they most recently said they would. If for some reason we have a third rate increase, that could bring the market down. Second, investors need to remain confident that the U.S. will avoid a recession. Soft landing, hard landing, you hear all that. I think we see, personally, I do think we see a recession. I think they're wrong in this. I think we see a recession, but it is a brief recession. Make no mistake, Europe right now, with 2 quarters of negative GDP, is in a recession. So is the U.S. in a recession? China may be in a recession. The U.S. might go into a recession, blah, blah, blah. Lastly, UBS says the rise of artificial intelligence stocks needs to prove itself justified as the bulk of AI stocks, NVIDIA, Amazon, Meta, Tesla, Alphabet, Apple, Microsoft. They make up 80% of the S&P's climb so far in 2023. You hear this a lot. These 7 stocks, NVIDIA, Amazon, Meta, Tesla, Alphabet, Apple, and Microsoft. 80% of the rise in the S&P is due to those 7 stocks. Again, if we go over here to FinViz and we go to this front page and you look at this, 80% of the stocks are from these large tech companies that have the big boxes. There's Google, there's Apple, there's Microsoft, there's NVIDIA. Tesla's over here somewhere. I don't see it, but there's Tesla, there's Amazon, the big boxes. Now, Exxon's a big box, Chevron's a big box, Berkshire's a big box, Visa, big box, MasterCard, big box. They're just not performing very well this year. So the sector that is doing it is AI. So 3 things. 2 rate increases. Second, U.S. avoids a recession. And third, that these AI stocks just aren't falsely inflated. So those are the 3 things that UBS says should continue. Now, let's talk about some stocks. One that I didn't put on the hey, June I picked this one, but I went back and looked. Pinterest. I picked this one. It was May that I kind of said, hey, I think it's a good opportunity. Even though this catalyst kind of went down, you're starting to fill this gap. You're starting to fill the gap at 25. The gap goes to 27. Make yourself 10%. It's going to fill that gap. At some point in time, this one breaks out again. You're hitting the 200-day. Pinterest is one that you can actually invest in. Pinterest, if we go over to FinViz and we look at Pinterest, its PE is, they're not making money. They're losing $299 million. They do have Elliott Management is an activist investor, which will squeeze dollars out of this. It is 13% below its 52-week high, which is 29, which is where I think, again, 27 is where that gap is going to fill to. Let's go down here. You see all sales, 24. They're rather large sales at 24, 27, blah, blah, blah. Elliott Management's not selling. Let's see. Where did Elliott Management enter? I guess it's not in here. There's just too many. Where is it? I'll need to look it up. But this dude's been selling since 26 and stuff like that. Everybody gets up here. I do think it fills this gap, though. In my mind, I think it's on its way. It's got confirmation. 25.36. It's down a little bit today. I think if you get in 24 range, I think you get up there to probably about 26, 27. And then you'll see a bunch of insider sales. So Pinterest is one that I just point out as an interest. Boyle is making a comeback, $3.31. It's up 1%. It will probably head towards that 200-day at about $4.20. Now, on June 23rd, it splits, reverse split, 20 for 1. So you're going to see this one, at about $40, $50. And then people are going to be saying, retail traders, whoa, look at that move. I'm going to buy into this. And you'll see a pop. It just happens. Ones that haven't participated in the rally, the AI rally, but have come back. Again, remember the AI rally really started here. CAT was just beaten down. And we had the buy-in here at 225. You're 245. There's another gap up here at 257. Not much of a move. But here's what I always say about this particular stock. It's a good company with good earnings, with good management, and good products. Bit overbought right now. So CAT, I would probably wait for it. I think 220 is probably your buy-in on this one. I think it's put in this nice floor here. If you get back and we see a pullback, I think 220 is good on CAT. Additional equipment maker, Deere. This one was beaten down, just beaten down to 360. You're at 407 right now. So a lot of these companies that don't necessarily have to do with AI have also come back. Good companies with good products, with good profits and good management come back. So Deere right here, I think that 200-day is starting to turn positive. That 50-day is definitely positive. You could have a golden cross. You could be off to the races to 440 on this one. I think 407 is not a bad one if you want long-term on this one. BABA, we talked about under 80. They just got a new CEO. I think if you can grab this under 90, it's at 89.75. I think you're doing yourself a favor. It's a little bit overbought right now at 71. I don't say a little bit, but you probably will do yourself a favor to waiting till about 85 if you're really counting your dollars. It's at 89.75, down 2%. They announced today there's a shakeup, new CEO. Any reaction in the market, again, down 2%. It's an overreaction. So go ahead. Chinese market is going to go crazy. They are basically pumping money into their economy to save it, to stimulate it. What that will do is, again, stimulate the U.S. economy. The number 2 economy in the world is stimulating. We're pulling back a little bit. I think it gives a little bit off, kind of a trade-off. So I think Jay Powell has a free runway to pull some money out of the system while the Chinese are putting more money into it. I watched a really good video. It's a little skewed. I will tell you, SPYI is the symbol that she goes over, SPYI. She goes over why. She has solid fundamentals, solid reasons. There's a little bit, hey, I'm going to sell this to you in my mind on this one. It's not like she's selling anything. I looked at this. You get Seeking Alpha with a 14-day free trial. On her link, which I need to probably sign up for. But yeah, you can sign up. Etsy shop. I mean, Wealth Simple. I don't know. I mean, Interactive Brokers. She's definitely selling stuff on here. And I think that SPYI, she has good reasons why to buy it. And what I wanted to do was take a look at SPYI, which is up year to date, 8.19%. QILD up 11%. QILD focuses on the NASDAQ. It's an 11% return plus an 11% dividend. JEPI focuses on JP Morgan is basically, these are all covered call options. And the XYLD is the SPY. So SPY-I, double performance of XYLD, which is important because they all pay over 10% on the dividend. And it's monthly dividends because they covered calls. She goes over a good reason why, and it's a good video. I would say if you're in the market for some type of yield, meaning dividends, I don't think these are bad. Look at those. In a good market, she goes over long term how you can look at a 3-year here. Oh, it screws up again. 5-year and SPYI outperforms the others. So look at it, watch the video. I'll include it in the newsletter. It'll also be included in the notes below. But one that I did want to point out is Energy Transfer. So this one is up 8% year to date. It's an energy company. And we've gone over this several times. 9.59% dividend yield. Now, I'm slightly pointing you towards this one over PXD. And the reason I'm slightly pointing you towards this one is none other than the insider buyer, the executive chairman, Warren Kelsey, whatever his name is. Look at these dollar amounts. I mean, this is close to probably $120 million of actual buys over the last, year? By him alone. And you're looking at it, 11, 12. I mean, he's buying at that rate. Plus, he's buying, today it's trading at, let's see, we'll look at Energy Transfer. It's trading at $12.81. It just got I'm going to add this to our energy names that we trade on TrendSpider. Let's see, energy names to trade on. We're going to add that one. So if you're subscribed to it, you now have Energy Transfer is this one. The reason I'm adding it is he's got to believe something. The company's undervalued. Nobody, single person puts that much money into it, but you're paying a 10% dividend. As the executive chairman, that MFer ain't going to pull back that dividend because he wants his money. So he's going to continue either funneling in some type of share buyback or a dividend, one or the other. And he's going to use that money wisely. Now, he's putting all that money into the company, so you want to be a little bit careful about it. But Energy Transfer, in my mind, again, it's oil and gas. You can read about what they do on FinViz, provides energy-related service, owns and operates 11,600 miles of natural gas transportation pipeline and 3 natural gas storage facilities in Texas, 2 natural gas storage facilities in Texas and Oklahoma, and 945 miles of interstate natural gas pipeline. Go and read it. I just point this one out. It was pointed out to me this weekend. Jeez. Another thing that I'm going to include in the notes and the newsletter, well, it will be down below, is this FinViz screener. Now, you're going to have to use this 15 minutes unless you subscribe to FinViz. It is a screener that looks for stocks that are in an upward trend, but down today. Simple screener. It's not showing anything because between 9 and 9:30, FinViz, unless you pay for it, doesn't show you real-time data. So I'll show you that one. Now, there is an article that I found on Motley Fool, and I think it's wide open. I'll include the link as well in the thing. Sentinel One. This is one that missed earnings, and they announced really bad things as far as the earnings go. They adjusted the way it calculates annual revenue, and it found inaccuracies in its previous accounting that forced it to reduce its annual returning revenue by $27 million ARR. That's not a big number in the scheme of things, but investors never like to see it. I think you could buy this one. I like this one down here. It's a cybersecurity game. $15.67. You've got a gap all the way up to 20. Now, mind you, they found accounting inaccuracies. Any reaction in the market is an overreaction. That 50-day is moving negative. That 200-day is starting to move positive. You saw a slide all the way down here. If we go to a weekly on this one and you just look at it, it's newer, so it doesn't have a 200-day. You can see the RSI is in no man's land. The MACD is below the oscillator. I think it might be a good one to try and get into. Not big money, because I do think that this gap at 16, I would try and get it in the 15 range. It's up 0.31 at 16.14. I'd try and get it closer to this 15.67, maybe put an order for 15.99 today just to get that 15 handle. But you'd go all the way up to 20 if you cover this gap. So it'd be interesting. I'll link that article if you want to read it. Let's go over some viewer questions. Shannon from Facebook asked me, EVgo. She says, new member here. What's your thoughts on EVgo? Here's her analysis, which is spot on. And it's great when people write this because I don't know these companies altogether. Their director just bought nearly 5.8 million shares during the dip. They qualify to tap into the $7.5 billion Biden grants with EV charging, $10 billion into clean transportation. They also did better than predicted in their last couple of quarters, but they also suffered from the GM Tesla deal. And there are other drawbacks, but curious if anyone has any opinions on them. I wrote notes. Here's what I put. 29% short interest, losing money. Tesla charging network communicates with cars through APIs, which will be a differentiator. So as an EV owner, this is what I know about EVgo. Absolutely nothing. Tesla charging network is the best in the business. The reason is because think of it as an actively managed network of chargers. All of these other chargers are not actively managed, which means cars don't communicate with them. They might in the future, and EVgo may be getting there, but Tesla spends extra money to make sure that the actual chargers are communicating back to home network. And it's just like their cars. Car manufacturers still don't have over-the-air updates for their cars, like Tesla. Essentially, a Tesla can become a brand new car overnight with a download of the operating system. Now, do you trust Ford? Do you trust GM? Do you trust others with that? No. EVgo is still in its infancy stage. You can see on the chart here, the buy-in was 384. There was a gap up here, 462. Hasn't quite covered it, but it's come close. So 439, you're still in. You still have confirmation. You can see there's some interest in in volume here. You can see that volume level is actually going up. The RSI is in no man's land at 55. You're right on the oscillator. So I don't see a compelling reason from a chart perspective to get into this. The 200-day is moving negative. The 50-day, you had this death cross here at May 19th. It's moving negative. So let's go over and look at some of the fundamentals. EV Go. And like I said, there's 12% short, or I'm sorry, 29% short interest in this one. You can see 29.9%. They're losing $26 million. Not huge. They have a $1.31 billion market cap. They do not tell you how much cash they have on hand. So, which is a little bit strange. Insider transactions up 480%. We'll go down and look at that. Price to sales 18 times. So with a company that's not making money, you're paying 18 times sales. Kind of big. It's down 1.7%. It's 65% below its 52-week high, which was $12.65. 21% above its 52-week low, which was $3.60. It's at $4.33 right now. Target price, $7.69. As far as its coverage, May, Stifel initiated it with a buy at $9. In January, JP Morgan, overweight to neutral with a $6 price point. So I would take the price target with a grain of salt because it was here during 2022 and 2021 when we had big price targets when money was pretty much free. You can read Morningstar's, Business Wires. You can read all those news stories. Let's go down here, and you can see there was one big insider buy, May 22nd, $25 million from a director. And he bought at $425. So the assumption is that they're managing to that $425. Well, you've had no big sales, but you've had sales at $399. The most recent is the CLO and general counsel, chief legal officer. He sold at $4.13. A lot of these guys selling at $11.95 and stuff. Back then, I bet they wished. But $425 probably puts you at a good bottom because they're not going to let their director lose $25 million and let it go to zero. But who knows? Maybe they needed some cash injection. Maybe there was a secondary offering. You just don't know about a lot of this stuff. When I see big buys like that, $25 million on a $1.31 billion. It's a fairly big insider buy. Now you do have this multiple bottom here on this thing. So here's what I would say: the GM and Ford dealers deal. Not only does it get them the Tesla standard charging, so it gets them away from the Comito connector, which is the size of a basketball, and down to the Tesla charger, which is the size of like a racquetball. I mean, that's how big these two connectors are. And those Comitos were just breaking because people were dropping them on the ground. And let's be honest, people don't treat things very well. They treat them like crap. And just be a better human. But as far as this goes, I think with Ford and Tesla, as they agreed, my understanding is through the API, the cars will talk to the Tesla charging network. As an EV owner, that's a game changer. I have friends with Porsches, Porsche Cayennes, and with Mercedes, EQS, I think is what the Mercedes is. And both of them, their cars don't talk to the charging network. The cars talk to basically think of it kind of like a Google Maps, which sends you, 5-10 years ago, if you said, hey, tell me when, guide me to the Google Maps. Well, the Google Maps would send you to the local fast food joint. Didn't tell you if it was open or not. Same thing. Your standard electric car will guide you to a charger. Doesn't tell you if it's working or not. Many times, my friends with Porsches and my friends with Mercedes, both of them have told me that they've gotten to the chargers and the chargers aren't working. They're both Electrify America. I think that's the preferred network. And the chargers weren't working. I had this exact thing happen where I needed a charge, and I was dropping my parents off at a doctor's appointment. I went to a a plug share. I think it was I think it might have been EVgo, or it might have been, it was ChargePoint. It was a ChargePoint charger. And I went there and it said both of them are available and it said both are working. I get there. It was literally a 30-second to a 1-minute drive. And the app said they are both available. I go there, there's 2 cars plugged in. Yeah. And these are slow chargers, so it's not like they were leaving anytime soon. So I had to risk it, go, about 20 minutes out of my way to a Tesla charger, which I knew was available. Again, it's just about the convenience of this stuff. So I don't want you to think this is also a capital expense. So they're going to basically be putting these chargers in and competing on price. So I just think it's a difficult game to play for a long-term investment. I think you want to trade this one. I'd never talk you out of not trading it. I would just talk you out of picking a winner right now. You can see this one back here when it IPO'd. It ran all the way up to, looks like the high was $24, and you're at $4 now. You don't have confirmation on a long term, but I think on a short term, I do think, Shannon, you'd probably be able to trade that. Those are my thoughts. Probably better from an EV perspective, but if somebody else from the EV world has some type of better experience than me with EVgo and is big on them, write to me. Just let me know. Gabrielle from Facebook. Hi, Gary. Thanks a lot for your incredible content. It's daily help to improve my knowledge. I'm always learning. I'm struggling to understand this situation as a long-term investor in an uptrend scenario. When can I add to my position? For example, if I own a good stock since years ago, which is up 100, 200, 400%, is it worth to buy more shares or reinvest the dividend, even if the price is at an all-time high, higher than the purchase price? I focus on long-term investments. Okay, I went over this weekend, and I went to Bard. Let me see if I can type into Bard, and let me see if it'll tell me my history. Let me see, Bard activity. No, I think I did 90's birthday. Oh, you know what? I need to log into my daily stock pick 3. Bard activity. Here. What if I missed the best 14 days of Apple stock? And we'll go back to Bard and we'll renew this one. And I want you to see this answer because it's important. And this is what you can use AI for. AI actually is better than a Google search for this type of thing. And this is what I found out this weekend when doing it. If you missed the 14 days, best days of Apple stock, don't worry. The market is cyclical. There will be others. In fact, even if you had invested in Apple during its best 14 days, you would still be patient to see the significant gains. For example, if you had invested $1,000 in Apple on June 1st, 2023, the day before its best 14-day period, your investment would have grown to $13.85 by June 16th, 2023. That's crazy. I don't think this is right. This is an hallucination. So it's different than what I got. Let me see. This other one. You know what? I include the word prompted. That's what I did. Let's see. We're going to do this. We're going to change that. This is what I want you to say. What if if I wasn't in the stock market for the best 14 days of the last 20 years? What would the return be? So return including the 14 days, including the best, last 20 years, you're compounding at 10.2%. If you exclude the 14 days, you're only at 9.9. So this was way different than yesterday. I'm getting different answers. But the point is you want to, even if you're investing at all-time highs, you want to continue investing and you want to continue buy. My guidance on this one, Gabrielle, and I think I put it much better when I answered it yesterday, and I'm bad at probably, pre-doing this stuff. But I reinvest my dividends in Apple. I reinvest my dividends in Google. I don't think they pay a dividend. Amazon doesn't pay a dividend. I reinvest my dividends in Devon. I reinvest my dividends in MPLX. I reinvest ones that I identify as long. What I will do when it hits a 52-week high, or when I think something is coming up is for Apple, I held it for 20 years, 22 years straight. I didn't sell a thing. With something like Apple now, I've got long-term capital gains, so I can sell at 15% capital gains, not at income tax rates for short term, but I'd sell the long term at 15%. If you're in an IRA or you're in longer, there's no tax event, so you can sell it. So what I do when I see it lose confirmation here in the algorithm is I'll trim a little bit. I won't take a lot, but I'll trim. And then, for instance, Apple right here, 185.23. What do I do with it? Well, I trim it and wait until it gets back to 170. Even if I buy back at 181, I'm making a little bit of money. So if you want to manage your portfolio like that, use the 52-week high as ways to do that. Trim it. Buy it back when it gets lower. The question always is, when will it get lower? That's why you don't want to empty your position. You want to trim and you want to buy it back. When you see it regain confirmation, even if it's at a higher price, go and buy it again. For good stocks with good management, with good products, with good earnings, that's what I would do. And that's what I do. For instance, and I go over this, Amazon, I didn't do it. I hold this in a retirement account, and I absolutely have been super poor at managing this capital. Up here at 171, I saw it lose. I should have been basically, selling that and buying it back in the retirement fund. Absolutely. And by the way, Alibaba, get it while it's under 90. It's kind of flirting going above 90 again. So that would be my suggestion is if you're up that much and you have long-term gains in a brokerage account, trim, pay the 15% capital gains on it. Buy it back when it's lower. Don't do it under 1 year. In a retirement account, trim, buy it back, but use the 52-week high as your guide. Don't just try and trim here when it loses confirmation at 145, because the goal will be with good companies, with good earnings and good products, you're going to get back to that 52-week high. So you want to trim. You don't, even here, if you wanted to trim because you saw it lose confirmation, you couldn't have told in September that we were going all the way down to January, and January being the lows, but you do want to trim and buy. Constantly turn it over. That would be my kind of thing. So Gabriel, hopefully I answered your question. Hopefully that's a good guide on it. I put this kind of yellow line here as just, I think that's where I think Amazon's support level is. Yesterday at about 105, 106. If it pulls back to that I'm loading up on it again. So Lori wants me to talk about AI. This is, can I say hype? There's a great tweet about this, and I retweeted it, and I'll show it to you. It's not just me. And now I don't want you to go alone by fundamentals. I absolutely don't want you to just go by fundamentals, because you would have missed out on Tesla. You would have missed out on Nvidia. You would have missed out on a lot. But here's AI. 14 times sales, 19 times gross profit. That's where it's trading today. Still not close to positive EBITDA, which is crazy because that's earnings before interest, taxes, and depreciation. So it's not even close to that. And remember, EBITDA isn't necessarily cash flow positive. It's just that it's making money based on an accounting, tricks. Egregious SBC intensity, 14% sales growth. So they're not even growing that much. And if you look at AI, here's the craziness that is AI. And it's up again today. But this is the nutso that is AI. Back here, where you saw it drop to $11, $11 was January. Back here, where you saw it trade at 33 and dip down to 18. That was because Hindenburg Research said that they were a scam. And in that research, they said they were an energy company. And then when Internet of Things, IoT, became hot, the company switched and went to IoT. In fact, the previous symbol was IoT. Then when AI became the hot thing, They changed their symbol and they changed their company. If you've seen this CEO talk on CNBC, it is not impressive. When he talks about AI, he talks about a Google input box. Well, if you know anything about AI, it's not a Google input box. It's basically a conversation. And that's why I was getting different things from Bard today than yesterday, because I just didn't have the same conversation that I had with it. So you need to be a good conversationalist to have this conversation, or else you get those hallucinations is what they're called. So I don't think AI is a very good company. If we go over here and we look at AI, this guy has been promising the world of Internet of Things, of energy, all that stuff. It is up 297%. It is selling price to sales at 19.8. 19 times sales. They are losing $268 million. Their forward PE is 361. There is nothing that differentiates this company whatsoever other than the guy pushes, the CEO pushes this as an AI company, and they have revolutionary AI. Wedbush pushed it up to $50. I mean, the average target price is $26.89, and you're trading at $46. It closed at $44. You're up at 46. Look at all the downgrades that you had before. You can see the insiders. The insiders selling $5 million May 30th at $42. He knows it ain't worth $42. These guys back here, the director, he sold $1 million at $13. So, this got $42, 5 million shares, $5 million worth. So I just don't think. Now, it's not a long-term play. Is it a trade? Absolutely, it's a trade. This $18 entry point, I even pointed this out when it got down here. The AI train is strong. It is super strong. I wouldn't trade on it up here. I would trade on it down here. Anything under 30 on this one, I think you grab it. This one will have an earnings realization, I should say, where it just comes back down to reality. And go and look at that tweet that I just posted. Brad Freeman. He posted this one. The comments are classic. It is basically, some of the people who have FOMO and stuff like that, they're the ones who are getting into that one. Trade it. Do not own that one. 2023 top year-to-date stock gains. I'm going to post this in the newsletter. It's posted in the notes below as well. About 50 of them. I mean, you can see all of them. There's some great companies. FedEx is having earnings. That's in there. FedEx is having earnings, I think, Wednesday. Maybe it's today after the bell. Let's see. I've got to turn on my earnings stuff. Earnings and dividends. There we go. FedEx has their earnings. Let's see. It is June 20th. So today, after the market closes. FedEx, it's a great company, great CEO. The CEO change happened, and they've just been beating UPS at their own game. So I think that one's a good one. Let's talk about scans. I went over a little bit, but I'll still trade after this. HIBS, which is your S&P high bear, which means that we think that the S&P is going to turn over, $3.86. This one, you've been down, but $3.86, again, the S&P is just oversold. 50% of the time when the Qs are up 8 weeks in a row, you see a down market. So it's 50-50, kind of a coin toss. Another one that's a bear that had a cross up, SARK. This is one where the cross up happened at 35.07. You're at 35.82. Again, the market's down a little bit. You got this gap up here at 44. Do we start to see the market really turn over? This is a bear of ARKK. SARK is it. SMDD, which again is an short of the Ultra Pro mid cap 400. I'm not short in mid caps. I'd probably go into Hibbs before I would go into this one. You got gaps all over the place. This one's not super well traded, SMDD. Bitcoin, we talked about BlackRock, I think it was, that applied for a Bitcoin ETF. This one is trading at $10.50. It's over 10. Buy under 10, sell over 10. So once it loses confirmation, you sell this one, $10.47. The buy-in was at $9.95. In fact, I know someone who bought this just under 10 last week. So kudos on that one. You can probably trade in and out of that one. ETHE, Ethereum. This is the Grayscale Trust. Ethereum has a buy-in at $7.88. This gap up here at $9 might be looking to get filled if we have some type of... The problem that you have with any of these crypto stuff is that Gensler, and if you read my newsletter on Kathy Wood, Kathy Woods calls Gensler the greatest threat to growth in this country, the SEC chairman. The guy did a Bitcoin course while at MIT, and now he's shit all over crypto, and he's basically inhibiting any growth in this country when it comes to crypto. And that's not good, because what will crypto do? Crypto will just go outside the United States. It's not going to die. It will just go outside the United States. So one that I really like here is GE Healthcare, GEHC. You have a cross up here at 79.09. I would grab it under 80. I like this to fill this. It almost filled this gap up to $80.25 before it pulled back. Your 200-day, it's a fairly new stock. Your 50-day is kind of flattening out. It's putting in this kind of capitulation here just under 80. I think at some point it comes back to fill this gap up at 86. This is a good company. When we talked about United Healthcare basically threatening on cost, well, you know where the cost may be going? It might be GE Healthcare with all the equipment that these companies have to buy. So GE Healthcare does like MRI machines and things of that sort. I like the company. I think it's a good company. Another one that I'm semi-interested in, and some folks on YouTube were yelling at me, do not go into this one. US Bank Corp. It's down today. Let's see. Let me close some of these tabs to see where I'm at. Stock screener. Let's see. You're down 1.55% today. The ex-dividend date is coming up on June 29th. Could be a catalyst. Just be careful. Your 200-day is still negative. But if the banking crisis is over, which nobody says that it is, but if it's getting better, this one comes back to probably a $45 stock. $32.97. I think you could probably see this one at about 31. Let's pull this volume lever more towards where it crossed the 200-day. You're seeing a large amount of people are holding this at 34. That's why I like this one, because a lot of people don't hold it underneath. Your support level is probably 31. You're at 32.91. I think if you get to 31, I think you could absolutely do a stop. Stop right there at 31. Just do it. Buy it back at 29 if you want to. But I think here at 32.93, I think you could get to 34, 35, close to a 10% gain. So I like this one. Again, the 50 days moving positive, the 200 days still moving negative. At some point, you just get a stop to all of this banking crisis stuff. So, okay, sponsors, TrendSpider, you're seeing on here how it gets you in, how it gets you out on all the charts. 25% off. There's a link in the link tree. Here is the link tree. That's the TrendSpider link. Second sponsor is visible right here. You just click on that link. You get $20 off your first month of service. Your first month of service can be as low as $5. You click on that link and you basically get taken to Visible. You bring your phone over to Visible. Just bring your phone. If it's an eSIM, you sign up. Your first month is $5. Costs you nothing. $5 to test it out. But, the savings off of your regular monthly stuff, I mean, that's incredible. So you got those two. These links right here, those social links, bring you to our private Facebook group, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. You can pay me on Venmo. That's what I got it set up there. You can email me over here. Or you can, whichever, Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App if you want to tip me. If I made you money, tip me. Or you can subscribe to the newsletter, get the paid newsletter, $7 a month, $70 a year, whatever you want. I'm going to start putting stuff in here. Join me on Webull with the $1,000 account trading right there. If you don't have Venmo and you want to sign up for Venmo, sign up for Venmo right there. You can just buy Apple on Webull right here. Instagram, you can message me directly. Apple's podcast. This is a link tree. The link is down below. It's link linktr.ee/dailystockpick. And the newsletter is dailystockpick.substack.com. So there's your sponsors. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. Enjoy it. I'm going to trade live on YouTube, even though I did 50 minutes on the freaking podcast. I talk too much. See you guys later. Bye. Okay. Man, it is hot as F in here. I almost stopped halfway through because it's so hot in my room. I think I lost 5 pounds in sweating. Thank goodness I didn't shower beforehand. Okay. Ape. NGL. Yeah, Ape loves Ape. AGL. NGL. This is one, yeah. I mean, they've been buying a ton of this stock. It's a gas line. I am going to trade VRO. I'm going to pick one stock and I'm going to trade it. I'm going to buy it. Can't tell you that I'm going to sell it, but I'm going to put in a limit order while I'm on the air here. But NGL has been a great trade from $2.82 here May 9th. I think it's a little bit extended. If we go to a weekly here, you can see it's just above that 200-day, but it hasn't spent much time above that 200-day. And that's what I'm concerned about, is that traditionally this one, once it hits that 200-day, Ape loves Ape, it just gets rejected. Now, the 50-day is moving positive, so you still do have confirmation. I'd just be careful of this one. Just because those guys are trading it, you don't know when they're actually getting out. So I'd be slightly concerned. Oh, God, the AI train is going again. Everything other than the AI train is down. Jesus. Roblox is up 42. Hopefully you got it under 40. Tesla's up another 2%. UNH at 462. I think that one's put in a bottom here. Palantir. Yeah, it's the AI train, Sherry. I like Webull. I really do. We'll use the big cam. For you guys that haven't seen it, we got a big cam now. And I can go over here. You know what? Maybe let's do a big cam for duplicate. Big cam. I'm going to name it big cam. And then what I'm going to do, I'll do that. We'll do a big cam. So there, I got Safari, big cam. Should I make this one bigger? I can make it bigger. Let's see. And Christian has it right. I've heard that about Robinhood specifically, Webull as well, and they're probably setting it up the same thing. So what they do, D-Man, is the average price of Bitcoin, they'll actually inflate it by a certain percentage. And you think that you're not trading fees, but you are kind of paying the fees in that. End phase is down. Let me go back. Yeah, 4% now. It's losing its steam. I mean, here's Amazon's up 1%. Google's up 0.5. Apple is up 0.43. See Nvidia. Nvidia's up 1%. No, see the wrinkles? See? I got smile lines. 52 on Big Cam Sherry. My nose is big. I haven't showered today. But you know what I got for a 52-year-old dude, man? I got a good head of hair. In fact, this is getting shaved at some point in time soon. I like the color, the two-tone of the hair. But I enjoy getting out of bed and not having to put product in it or anything like that more than I like the thing. So let me go over here. Let me make sure. Okay, that's still converting. Safari. Okay, we're going to go to YouTube. And I'm going to upload this. And then I got to do... Maybe I'll take a screenshot here. Upload video. Yeah, I like it. D-Man knows. D-Man knows his stuff. Just make sure you're careful in that crypto space. That crypto space, man, there are people who can't get their money out of some of these crypto places too. Canva. Let's see. We're going to do this. VRO, man, I got a big nose. Now you got me self-conscious. Hit the thumbs up button just because you said I got a big nose. I hate the smell of people. Man, I hate the smell of people. SPYI. What is the dividend? 11.73. Okay. And it's 6:20. And we're going to change that color. Text color. I like that color. Okay, share, download, and then we're going to do the podcast, quit preview, Yeah, but here's the thing, and I think it does. I kind of disagree with you, Chris, and I think it needs some regulation. And I'm not saying it needs regulation for you to trade it. Make money. Do all that you can to make money. But I do think it is funny because FTX is coming out to look like they didn't do anything wrong. There was plenty of liquidity in the thing. We're going to do swapping tubes. They're dropping charges on SBF. And we will go over here. I didn't see the Webull update. I liked Webull before. Webull to me had a better interface before their most recent update. I didn't enjoy the new update because now you know which update I really hate is Fidelity's update. Let me see if they fix theirs. Fidelity's update's the worst. And I want to go back and use the regular Fidelity one instead of the Yeah, it's still bad. Fidelity's update is bad. Doesn't give you the information that you want. At least that I want. I want to know my year-to-date gain, my month-to-date gain, my 1 year gain. I want to know all that stuff. And it doesn't tell me. Okay. Oh, wow. I got to pull out a lot of this. I'm going to put those. We're going to take these out. Let's see. I'm at 18. Okay, let's see. 11.7. 11.7. Baba, new CEO. ET. Buys. Oh, we're going to put those as bold. S2 scans I like. GHC and US. What is it? USB. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. We got those. Bold that stuff. And we're going to call this one. Uh, 6/20/23 update. Okay. I'm going to publish now, and then I'm going to go over here. Brandon, the love looking good. Yeah, the cash not getting interest is what I have a problem with. That's why I'm mostly invested in that particular one. Okay. Upload thumbnail. Green gaming. Okay. I'm going to cut this. Weeble. Let's see. I have to get my Weeble menu. See, this is why I hate Weeble. My rewards. Promotion. Let us start inviting. No, I want the damn link. That's what I want. Copy success. this. Do I want to name it the same thing? You okay, and we've got that. No, it's not made for kids. Okay, why is this? I don't know why it's not letting me. Okay. We're going to take this. Let's see. Oh, that's the one's the problem. Angled brackets aren't allowed. Oh, is that it? That's what it is. So we'll say, bring this down here, and we'll say, angled brackets aren't allowed. Oh, is this it? That's what it is. Okay, we'll go back to notes, and we'll go down. Above notes, okay. And we'll go back to channel. Okay, ba-bum, bum, bum, bum. Let the kids learn. I have not tried the bot trading. They keep inviting me for $100. I think they'll give me $100 or something. Christian. T-Med's awesome. Okay. We've got that. It's not made for kids. We're going to add this to daily podcast recordings. And then I'm going to pick which stock I want to trade and put a limit order in on it. Boom. Close. 620 pod. Oh, let's edit that. We're going to name it, put it down as lowercase. pod. Save. Channel content. Let's see if it posted the links. Get shareable link. There we go. It's 50 minutes. Good. Let's see. Show more. Sweet. Okay. Did it put the links down below? Yes, it did. Yep. Okay. There we go. We got that. We got the Spotify one. And I got my Canva done. I got my channel content. Got that video. I'll do the AIQ I still like. Let's look. I'm going to bring you over here. Big cam. Big cam. Brandon, you may not have noticed. I got a big cam now. I'm a big boy. I love that you guys are on Webull too. There's a link down below. If you need a Webull link, here, hold on. If you want to trade on Webull and you're not yet on Webull, use that link. I think it gets you 100 free stocks. I got a bunch of free stocks. In fact, I still hold a couple of them. I got Apple free. I got just click on that link and you'll see. I don't know. What does it lead you to? Are you sure you want to go to site? Yeah. Join Webull today, up to 12 free shares. How you get your free... Boy, Webull, man, get your freaking graphics in line. Jesus. This is built on a... Get started. Open an account, deposit any amount, and you get 12 free shares. You could deposit like $5. You can deposit like $10. I don't know why. Okay, it says it went through. Goatee's been there. So you can never see the goatee on the small camera. And the reason is because I have a weak chin. As a photographer, I can stare at my face and understand the the deficiencies. And I have a weak chin. So the goatee helps define the chin. That's all it does. No. Fuck no. No, I'm not long on the goatee. In fact, I trim it, I think about it once every 3 days or so. And since it's turned gray, I like it, but I don't love it. Okay, so here are my two picks, I think, today. I like GE Healthcare at 78.20. Let's go to the 65-minute. Because I don't mind holding GE Healthcare. Now, it's not in the 65-minute has you out with a 1% gain. Yeah. I do the affiliate thing, and that was part of the reason why I signed up for Webull, Christian, is because while Fidelity gives me $100, the process isn't, hey, click on a link and you get it. It's, hey, just email me and I'll email my guy, Stuart, and he'll take a hold of it. And it's $2,500 minimum, and getting you some of the folks here for $2,500 is kind of tough. I mean, I know I have some whales that are probably either as rich or richer than I am. But Webull is like you can put $20 in and you get a bunch of free stocks. So it makes sense to just click on that and put money in, because I will tell you, Webull, I actually like their desktop program. Yeah, you turn like a tomato down in Mexico though, Brandon. So GE Healthcare I like. USB is one that I like too. And USB on the 60. Look at that on the 65. Look at that on the 60. Look at that on the 65. Now I'm going to expand this and I'm going to do my 8-day, which is purple. And I'm going to get rid of my 9 and 21 because they're too close to the purple. You're still in at 32.70 and you've still got pretty big confirmation there on the purple. I'm going to add back in my 9 and 21. Go to the 4 hour, and I know you're in on this one. You know what I'm going to do? Market scanner. This is a scan to see which core investments are currently in on the 65-minute algorithm. And Shopify's in. Coke is in. I could buy more Coke. Tesla is in. Wow. Look at this on the 65-minute algo. Here, let's go back to strategy tester. And we'll go to the 65-minute. Look at Tesla. It's gotten you in and out during this entire rally. And it got you back in at 262. Yeah, 262. So I could buy in at 260, 263 and probably not be. Just send it on Facebook. Oh, SMNT. Let's look at SMMT. Wait, let me look at the scanner again. Merck and United Healthcare and Pepsi. You know, UNH might be a good trade today at 464. Let's go back to the strategy tester. But I don't think on the 4 hour it has. Okay, this one's just entered. So on your next candle at 10:30. Wait, 65 minutes. Yes, 10:35. This one's going to get a buy-in here, UNH. And remember I said any reaction in the market is an overreaction? The other one that I liked was Hibbs. But that's in the assumption that the S&P goes down. And Hibbs on the 65-minute, you're in at 382. You're at 399. Maybe I want Hibbs. Let's see, 4 hour. Let me see, let's go to Fidelity Big Cam. We're going to go to Hibbs. Because while I love TrendSpider, I do trade on Fidelity. I'm going to buy Hibbs at $3.99. I got to get my laptop. I don't want to do it on the phone. Okay. Let us Okay, I'm going to go to Fidelity. I'm going to put in an order for Hibbs at $3.99. What'd the algorithm tell us to buy Hibbs at? $3.86. Where's the S&P right now? It's down. S&P's down 0.79. Hibbs is up 3% already. I think I'm going to put in at $3.95. Just before I do that, I want to see my problem with buying GE Healthcare is the valuation. You know what? Maybe I should just buy SPYI. The P is 21.18. Book value is $14. It's not got a big dividend. Let's look at SPYI. Here I'm going to go back to, I'll go big camera, Safari. I'm going to shrink this down, collapse. I mean, you're getting, you know what? I'm buying Hibbs. Screw it. We're going to buy Hibbs. We're going to buy it at $3.95. Hibbs. We're going to buy individual account. Buy quantity. Let's go. Order type, limit, 1,250 shares, $3.95. Preview order. Place order. Okay, there you go. Hibbs, I bought at $3.95. So you guys know. I bought 1,250 shares because that's $5,000 at $4. It's slightly less at $3.95. I can alter this. Orders. Hibbs is trading at 401. I don't want to chase it. But it's up 4% today. Maybe I'll change that. You know what? I'll replace it to $3.99. I'm not going to chase it, but it's only like $20 difference. And $3.99 gets me. It won't hold up there over $4 for very long. Okay, there's my trade for today. It is 10:25. I am heading out. Got into a triple levered ETF against the S&P. So I think we go down by the end of the week. Remember, weekly stock pick is Apple. That one's kind of got, still has confirmation. But if we turn down and Hibbs turns up, maybe I make a couple $100. I've got an $800 loss that I have to make up on my short-term trading. So Hibbs will be a short-term trade. That won't be a long one. I am going to keep an eye on GHC. I need to journal. You know what? I'm going to start a new note. Stocks to buy. GEHC and USB. Those are the two that I liked today, I think. Let me see. I liked Pinterest too. You know what? I'm going to put Pinterest on my list as well. Pins. And BABA under 90. BABA. I'm going to keep this list. Caterpillar's a bit stressed. Sentinel. This is one that I think is due for a turnaround. I think it comes back up here to fill this gap at 20. But it just doesn't have the confirmation that I need to buy it. I think it might cover this gap down to 1470. So I'm going to put that on my list too. 399. I put in a limit order on D-Man at 399. I've got $5,000 in. So if it comes back down to 399, which it probably will, the VWAP on this one is 395. Maybe I put it in at 395. That's essentially, if you look at the big cam, you can see the VWAP up here on a 5-minute chart is 395. But you know, it's $10. 4 cents. What's 4 cents times 1,250?
Sorry, I didn't get that. Could you
What's 4 cents times 1,250?
Sorry, I didn't get that. Could you
What's 0.04 times 1,250?
The answer is 50.
It's $50. $50 difference. I'll take the $50 if it just dips under 4. I should have done it 10 minutes ago when it was at 4, but I was busy researching. But my 4 ones that I like today, I should say 5, that I like to choose from today are these. And you guys get exclusive to this. I'll put it in the newsletter too. But those are the ones that I was picking between. And the reason I picked those is GE Healthcare, I don't mind holding. USB, I don't mind holding. Pins, I don't mind holding. BABA, I don't mind holding. Hibbs is absolutely a short-term trade. That is counting that the S&P hits that, that we dip under that 4,300 on the S&P, that we just don't hold that 4,300. So it went up to, what'd the S&P go up to? Let's see, SPY. At its high, we were at 440. 440 on SPY. 440.77. So you hit that 440, you bounced off it. I think you come back down. I think you may hit 430, 432, 433. Maybe you come back down to that 21 day. If we look at the last time that I may have to go back to a weekly. Yeah, let's go back to a weekly. The last time that SPY was up this high was right around here. So let's see where people are holding. See? There's no real volume shelf. Under 430 to 420. There's no real volume shelf built. So that's why I think Hibbs is a decent one. Might not be today. Might be later, later in the week, but I bought Hibbs. Okay. And I'll put that. You guys get the exclusive. So hit the thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. I'll let you know when I get out of this. Energy's just taking a fucking shit dump. Hunter Biden expected to plead guilty to tax-related crimes. Well, he is guilty. He should plead guilty. And listen, my thoughts on Hunter Biden is that poor man is anybody that's had a family member or a friend that has been in a struggle with addiction understands it. You should empathize with him rather than hate him. The hatred, I think, is just from a political perspective, nothing more than that. Holy crap, you're kidding. Sherry, you were right. Oh my God. I need to VRO. I just don't know enough people on Webull. But I should create one. Holy crap, Sherry. Sherry, I think when I bought Hibbs, we were at like 208 on this one. Sherry was right. Sherry, high five. UVixie is up 7 cents because the VIX is at 14.59. How do I hold on? I will create a community on Webull right now. Webull. Let's see. I gave you guys the thing. I know. You and Brandon, man. Let's see. Okay, menu. Webull Teams. I don't even know how the hell to work this. Theme. Let's see. How do I create a community on here? VRO. I'm looking. I posted some. Create WeFolio. Okay, Apple. don't even know what I'm doing here. Go to groups and create menu. Theme. Oh, they have paper trading. Hold on. We're going to go to Weeble over here. Okay. SMMT. Got up to 229 and came back. Where's my... There we go. Oh. No. Okay. I need to stop. Log in. I've got all my Macs here and they don't... Boom, 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 boom. Fill in code. Okay, let's see. Features, learn, trade, market. I don't even see groups. Fee schedule. Where the hell are the damn groups? Okay, I've got a new watch lists, markets. So this is what I talk about with Boyle's moving down. Feeds. Make a post, create a poll, ask a question, create WeFolio. Daily tasks. WeFolio followers. I'm so lost on this. That's in feeds, and I go to the plus sign. It says make a post, ask a question, create a poll. Feeds, menu, promotion center, Robo, help center. Let's see, help center. Let's type in groups. And it doesn't say anything. So there's no help on groups. We build teams. Oh, WeFolio more. Let's see. Help center, WeFolio. Markets, top gainers, calendar, my alerts, futures, Forex, options, that's trading, account, help center, saved articles, saved news. There ain't no groups in here. I have 2 followers. Let's say Hibbs. It's almost down there. So I'm not crazy, VRO. I think they took it away. I don't even know how to create a community. See, I'm not nuts. Let's see, upcoming IOPOs on Major Trade Option Center. What's trending? We will learn. How satisfied you? Unacceptable. Make a post. Huh. Yeah, where is D-Man? Somebody create one. I mean, I'll sanction it. I'll join it. I just don't know how to create one. I just made a post. Okay. This is the sign that your app sucks. Boosted pancake money. Holy shit. This dude has BITO, Google Ape, GameStop. Dude's got a 2,650% gain. That's the most followed. Let's see. I'm going to look up D-Man. People. D-Man, there's about 1,000 D-Mans. Holy shit. No offense, D-Man, but look. Here. That's all the D-Mans. If I just scroll up. Look at that. Let's see. Daily stock pick. Yeah, if you just do daily stock picks with an S, you can follow me. Daily stock pick wasn't available, so daily stock picks. Let me look you up, VRO. VRO? Here you go. Google yourself. But I'm down $15 today. Wow, what am I? Oh, Caterpillar's down 8%. What happened to Caterpillar? Oh, I'm down 8%. Okay. I'm down 8% on Caterpillar. But it is down 1.2%. Wow, Goldman Sachs. Look at, Jesus, Bank of them. Boeing's down 3%. Here. This is the daily stock pick core portfolio. You got Boeing down 3%. You got Devon down 3%. Goldman Sachs down 3%. Meta's down 1%. Moderna, which I say trade don't own, even though I have it in this core portfolio, is down 2%. Palo Alto's down under 240. This might be a let's trim it. Yeah, the hype may be out on Palo Alto. Stocks to sell. I've got a new journal going on. Pan W. Pepsi is down point up. PXD is almost under 200. Again. Where's my dog? Where are you? I don't even see you. What? You okay? You're crying for some reason. Sorry, dog was crying. If I can figure it out, I'll put it in the newsletter. All caps, it's the second one. Just look for me, daily stock picks. You guys can follow me. I don't know that I post anything useful, but sweet. Okay. Did I get Hibbs? Hibbs at 403. It's kind of setting up. See, the VWAP's at 398 now. Man, Kevin Hart's wife is huge. Oof. Tesla's the most active today. Do I have anything that's... Snowflake is really down. Snowflake. I might sell Snowflake. Let me see. Where am I at in Snowflake? This is portfolio management. It takes a while. Let's see. All positions. No, I don't want tax forms. All positions. Snowflake. My average cost base on Snowflake is 185. Small position, only $5,000. So, but 185. So I will add to it when it becomes available again. 150 is my swing on this one, but I bought more when it was down. I want about 10,000 in Snowflake. So I've only got half my stuff. Yeah, just follow me. I'll find you guys if you follow me. I'll look at it, Brandon. I don't want to bring it up on the podcast, and just in case you don't want people looking at you. But okay. There is Hibbs. Let's look at Brandon and Sherry's. Is it hit 3? No. You guys lost your entire run here. Trade it. It's down 8 cents. So it's down 4%. Let's see SMMT. Let me move you over to the algorithm. I'll look at it real quick, Brandon. Brandon, yeah. I'm going to do SMMT. SMMT, you got up here. It got to 229 today. We're going to look at it on the 65-minute algorithm because this is one that I say day trade. And, by the way, this is a crazy stat. If you trade on the algorithm, on the 65-minute algorithm, which just uses the 8-day EMA, it is an 8-day EMA where you buy it when it crosses up on the 8-day and you sell it when it crosses down. This strategy on SMMT makes you 195% over 8 months. If you just bought SMMT over 8 months, you'd make 68%. So, yeah. But EVGO, I think you trade it. You don't own it. And I went over it in the podcast. If you want to listen to it in the podcast, there's a video that I just posted on the podcast. But EVGO on the 65-minute, buy at 430. This strategy, just because EVGO's a losing stock, it's $4.30 is the buy. But the strategy loses you 24% versus losing 42% on the actual just buy and hold over 8.1 months. So if you go deeper, you can probably get a better performance, but this stock is just I'm not a big fan. And I would trade it instead of buying it. And the reason is just fundamentally, it's losing $26 million. It is down 2% year to date. Its average target price, which is a joke, is $7.69. But that's only because there was a recent $9 one, and then nobody's covered it. You see all sales. There was one big buy at $4.25. So if you want to buy at $4.32, I mean, I don't think he's going to let it go under $4.25. But Brandon, I don't like the stock. As an EV owner, I'm not using EV Go. I'm using the Tesla chargers. So, for me, there's no reason to be in it. Okay, I am out of here. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. I'm going to do the newsletter, dailystockpick.substack.com. The links are down below. Subscribe to the newsletter. I'm sending out the newsletter, which will include EVgo for you, Brandon. So let's hope Hibbs hits the $3.99 because I do think I don't want to miss it by a penny. It's at 402 right now. The actual VWAP is $3.99. So, but Brandon, if you don't own an EV and you don't know about charging, I'd probably stay out of that whole charging stuff. I would rather see you buy Tesla, which is actually a money-making stock, versus some of these chargers like ChargePoint and stuff like that. Tesla's just, it's run a lot, but you still have more to go because here's it just got you in on the 65-minute algorithm, on the 4-hour algorithm. It's had you in for a long time, since 163. And here's what I'll show you. Tesla's got more to go to its all-time high back here at 418. Now, I know Brandon's saying he doesn't care if I show it. I know what you meant. I'm out, guys. I will see you tomorrow. It's 11 o'clock. I will talk to you later.